Good evening, everyone. So, we are back with our sixth edition of an interesting Insta conversation with a brand new coach with skill rediscovery. As you all know, as you all might be knowing me, my name is Meeta Mathur. I'm the founder of Big Ladder, a communication coaching company that deals in life coaching, NLP practices, and communication coaching, leadership coaching for students, for women, for startup owners, and all kind of professionals. Okay, so as you all know, that I have very recently been interviewing and talking to a lot of people who are in the coaching industry, whether they are in languages or they are in giving. Okay, go live with yes. Here we go. Hanji. So I was talking to you, and I was talking to a lot of people who are in the coaching industry. Okay, so tell me, is coaching a fad? Is coaching something new? Oh, hello, Rishita. Rishita Motwani has joined us. Good evening, Rishita. So nice to see your fresh and pretty face. Thank you for
Thank you,
joining us.
ma'am.
So
How are you, ma'am?
I'm good, and I hope you two are very, very happy, and uh, you are all safe and sound in your homes with the
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
recent third wave coming in. And with this, I request all my viewers to be safe at home, take all COVID precautions because we are again in the midst of a pandemic. Oh, what a way to start this year. So I was talking before you came in, Rishita. I was talking to my viewers that what
Okay.
is coaching? What according to them is coaching? So, uh, do we need coaches? Why do organizations need coaches? Why do individuals need coaches? To understand that, let us first understand what is coaching. So, coaching is about working with individuals, working with organizations, to reach their fullest potential, isn't it? Coaching is about
Correct.
asking questions so that leads to their goals, to their aspirations.
Correct. Yes,
Coaching
ma'am.
is a journey within. Coaching is a journey of self-realization that makes coaching a personal and professional growth that leads to your fullest potential. So here we are joined with this vibrant, dynamic young lady. Her name is Rishita Motwani, as I've already introduced you. So let me tell you what this friend of mine does. So she is an experienced educator, trainer, coach. She is a certified chartered accountant, and she's also an advocate. My God, so many degrees and so young. She has been working with she's been devoting a lot of time mentoring management students and CA students to get their best out of their time, and she's been helping these students do a great deal in their professions. So thank you, Rishita. Thank you so much to be with us, and here is wishing you a very, very happy new year and all success in whatever you endeavor.
Yes, ma'am. Same to you.
So, Rishita, first question to you is why do you think that the knowledge of investment, personal finances, or let's say creating a portfolio, an essential part of everyone's basic education? Why do you think it is so important to have this education?
Ma'am, in order to build wealth, there are two steps. One is to earn it, and another is to save it and to invest it, to grow it at whatever rate you can. So to earn it, how to earn it? So to earn it, that is the training given to that is the training started from a junior KG kid. So he goes to junior KG, senior KG, and first grade, second grade. He asked, "Why should I go to school?" And then we explain the kid that if you go to school, you will be able to manage better things, and you will be able to earn good. That's the main purpose, whatever we tell the kid. But our main purpose to send the kid to school is that he goes to school, then he goes to college, then the ultimate purpose is that he should be able to earn good. Okay, so when you earn good, inflow is not the only thing important. The amount of inflow, the same can be outflow also, right? So what's the purpose then of that good inflow, what we want? Okay, suppose the child has a good inflow, the child has a good or any person has good inflow, has good savings as well. But what after that? If you are growing your savings with 7%, 8%, 15%, so if you consider power of compounding, then there is a big impact. At 14% your savings will, suppose you're investing 2000 per month, suppose you're investing 20,000 per month,
Okay.
and you're growing at 14%, so you will reach to around 2.5 crores. I don't remember the exact figures, I just did this calculation yesterday. So but if you're growing at 20%, this will not be 2.5 crores, this will be 6.5 crores. Okay, but instead of 20%, if you're growing at 40%, then the same, guess the figure.
I can't. That must be in multiple
At
of
at
things.
20% if you are with an investment of 20,000, at 20% if you're making 6.5 crore, so what will you make at 40%?
Around 100 crores, and that is what I would imagine.
It's 162 crores.
Yes.
Okay, so
Ex-
that's the power of compounding. That's
yeah.
the magic of compounding. As Einstein has also said, that compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. So, coming to the
That's
step two.
the thing that Einstein has said, that compounding is the eighth wonder. Correct, you
Yes,
are.
exactly.
Mhm.
I think it's the first wonder actually, because we don't go to see wonders every day, but this is the wonder which everyone experiences in their life. So if the savings are zero, जीरो को स्क्वायर करेंगे, क्यूब करेंगे, रेज टू 4 करेंगे, सब जीरो ही आने वाला है. बट if the savings have a good number, means whatever you are earning, that to you are earning. But what about multiplying the income? What about growing it? So yeah, that's about
So,
it.
what our friend Rishita is saying is that everyone, whatever profession you are in, whatever level you are in, whatever, whether you're in school, colleges, or you are working professional, everyone must learn investment, banking, insurance. They must understand personal finances. And I'm often intrigued, Rishita, that why the curriculum in schools and colleges does not include stockbroking or trading or any of these curriculum in, you know, and this is so important. So meanwhile, let me just say hi to Aryan Chauhan. We have Priya who's joined in. We have Hirsch, and we have another Priya who's joined in. Thank you for joining in, and I can assure you and promise you and that there are going to be lots of tips here for you to multiply your wealth. So my next question to you, Rishita, is that you are advocating that we all must study all the investment, how to create
Yes,
and
ma'am. That's my goal is to spread the basic financial literacy, because I find even the working professionals, somewhere the basic financial literacy is missing, maybe because we are not told in schools, colleges, and we have grown up like that. We have grown up seeing our parents investing in real estate, FDs, in gold. At that time it was the perfect decision, investing in real estate and gold, because they FDs used to give 15% return in our parents age. But now the times have changed, and we need to understand with the changing times, we also have to change if we want to grow at exponential rate.
absolutely very well said that the times are changing and we need the thing that is constant, and the constant is change. Every day the things are changing, not only just in our as you can see in the environment, but also in the financial world mostly. So tell me, Rashida, that tell me something about your course. What is this course, financial literacy course, that you're talking about?
It would tell you basically about how should you trade, how should you pick up the stocks. It's basically on how you, like I told you, the difference of 20% and 40% and 30%. So how to grow at a very decent rate. And growing at a very decent rate doesn't means that like you should sit on, you should study analysis, you should sit on charts all the day, give 2 hours a day, 4 hours a day. No, I understand everyone has a mainstream from where they earn income, right? But investment part is also equally important. But that doesn't mean that 8 hours you're giving to earning and 2 hours you will give to investment. I understand that is not possible. So it is basically about making your investments more logical, and investing in a way, not investing, obviously trading also, because I am a believer more in trading. Trading will give you the income which investing can't. We talk about long term investing. See, in long term we all are dead. What is long term? I if I could share my screen, I could definitely show you stocks which since 7 years, 8 years, the stocks are at same prices. So what is long term? You can see Reliance Industries, you can see Hindustan Unilever. So I'm telling you the names of the biggest companies, the products which we use every day, HUL products we use every day, and still the stock was at same price from 2003 to 2011. So what about the investors who are holding the stock, thinking it is a long term investment, it will give me something, it will give me something exponential and it will grow my wealth. So it's all about fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and business analysis. Basically how to pick stocks and how to decide the proper entry and exit timing. And along with all these things, we have to make sure, like I said, that um, when you're playing a cricket match, you need to make sure ki, even if it is a one run, you have to make it. If
Yes.
you are out, then you're out. Then nothing can be done. So there is no use that if you make six, 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 and then you're out. So while we go for derivatives, in derivatives what happens is कि risk बहुत ज़्यादा होता है, stop loss hit कर जाता है, and at that time we exit at loss. So my strategies are based on the fact that there should not be loss ever. You should always make some profit. That profit might be it would not be always very great in all the stocks. Definitely if we are selecting 10, then might be in 6 you will get a very good profit, in 4 you will get a medium size profit. But overall, like overall, you should get a very good decent CAGR, the decent CAGR which your mutual funds are not going to give you.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. Anyway, you have answered two questions here. My question was going to be like how to do these researches. So your course actually gives you the tools to do all these fundamental research and business research and financial research. Rishika, my question is that we all are working professionals, and I wish we had 24 more hours in our day. We have 48 hours. सो जिन लोगों के पास इतने समय की पाबंदियां होती हैं, तो उन लोगों के लिए आप क्या टिप्स देना चाहेंगे कि जो लोग अपने अपने कामों में व्यस्त रहते हैं, तो उन लोगों को किस तरीके से अपने स्टॉक्स के का ध्यान रखना चाहिए? और डू यू थिंक कि उनको ज़्यादा स्पेकुलेट नहीं करना चाहिए, गैम्बलिंग नहीं करनी चाहिए, किस तरीके का रिसर्च उनको करना चाहिए? तो उसके बारे में कुछ बताइए.
It's all about priorities, how we need to take our time, and investing, trading on the tips of other people, on the tips of other people who say you, okay, okay, buy this stock, sell this stock. That is never going to work, and that has never ever worked for anyone. You might not have heard कि इसने stock market से बड़े बंगले बनाए या ऐसा ऐसा किया. You might not have heard. Why?
जी.
Because people treat it as in gambling. Why they treat it as a gambling? Because you have not learned it. Now there are specializations in every field. Parents invest in order to make their child engineer. They invest 24 lakhs, 30 lakhs, whatever.
Yeah.
Child also invested 6 saal, 4 saal, 5 saal, whatever the time is. After that, the child उसके बाद वो earn करना start करेगा, and something will come out of it, whatever. But यहाँ पे you need to make a small investment in yourself. That is the biggest investment which you can make. And with the small investment, from next day you start understanding the basics of market and trading in market. The next thing you said about gambling, anything which you do, like you say that I'll swim without knowing how to swim, I'll drive without knowing how to drive. It's a gambling without learning. So if you're learning, I'm not saying that okay, you should buy my course only, whatever course you want, but do stock trading,
Mm-hmm.
enter in the market only after learning it. If you are going without learning, then it's just that you're skydiving without parachute, and if it has fallen, then it can be done only once, right? So एक बार loss हो गया तो पूरा confidence खत्म हो जाता है, and then we never feel like going back again.
Yes, a wonderful analogy Rishita has given, that skydiving without a parachute can only be done once, and then when you are dead, you don't have a second chance. Wonderful
Yeah.
analogy.
So trading on the basis of news and all, like
Hmm.
what do we think, that news is made for our benefit? That news, the people speaking, giving you tips, are for you, so that you.
Sorry for that. I just had a phone call. I'm sorry for that. So, can you hear me, Rishita?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, my next question to you was that since you have devoted so much time in, and your purpose is to spread financial literacy amongst all people, so tell us something more about, say, investing in cryptocurrency, because this seems to be the new fad and people are talking all over about cryptocurrency. So, just tell us uh, about that, your views on that.
Yeah, so I'm not a big believer of crypto, obviously, but blockchain is here to stay. The blockchain technology, which is completely based on decentralized model, is here to stay, because obviously decentralized model is much better than centralized model. Regarding cryptocurrencies, see, when I invest in equity, check three things: business analysis, I check the business, I check the fundamental financials, and
Yeah.
then I check the technical charts, right time to enter and right time to exit. In cryptocurrencies, the technicals are not going to work because it's a decentralized model,
Yes.
right? So technicals are not going to work. So uh, I'll not be able to invest it. I'll not be able to trade in crypto. At least long term thinking, you might be able to invest. The basic purpose of cryptos is, see, nowadays, like even in the COVID lockdown, Indian government also has printed a lot of currency.
Yes.
um, you can check it online, how much currency India has been printing, how much currency US has been printing, and the different countries जिन्होंने जब जब currencies print करी हैं. So currencies जब ये print करते हैं तो क्या होता है, if the total value is 100, out of 100 अगर उन्होंने currency print करके 120 कर दिया, resources तो उतने ही हैं, तो ultimate effect is inflation आ जाता है. एंड बिकॉज दिस इन्फ्लेशन कम्स, हमारे पास जो कैश मनी है उसका जो वैल्यू है, वर्थ है, दैट
वो डाउन
रिड्यूसेस.
हो
बट
जाता
इफ
है.
यू सी बिटकॉइन,
हाँ
yeah,
जी.
but if you see bitcoin, so there are only 21 million bitcoins. It cannot be increased, it cannot be decreased. So if you are investing in bitcoin, it's not going to happen that someone else will come and print more bitcoins. It's completely digital, right? So compared to fiat currencies, if you are looking for a long term investments, that I do invest in some cryptocurrencies, but a very small percentage of my total worth, total portfolio.
So this brings to my next question is how to diversify your portfolio. What do you think? Do you have a set ratio where you like to diversify, or you change from time to time? And what are the tips that you can give here? And meanwhile, I would like to thank Sumendra and Vadhva and Mr. Pangrekar who has joined us. Good evening. I hope you are finding value here. We're talking to Rishita Motwani, who is a certified CA and an advocate, and she is a big believer in financial literacy. So go on, Rishita.
Yeah. So, ma'am, what was your question? I'm sorry.
My question was, how do you diversify your portfolio? Like you said,
Okay.
you keep a
Asset
very
allocation.
percentage for crypto. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Okay. So when we come to asset allocation, it's more of a personal, like when you say personal finance, it's completely personal. आपका जो आपके पैसों के साथ जो रिश्ता है, it's very very personal. So it is a personal choice, but you know, अगर आपको personal choice दी जाए, if I am given a choice, I believe that in real estate a large amount would be blocked, राइट. अ लार्ज अमाउंट आई हैव टू इन्वेस्ट एंड उतना ग्रोथ नहीं है. एक टाइम पे बबल था 2000 2005 में, बट अभी फिर से वो बबल तो नहीं आने वाला है बिकॉज एक असेट एक ही लेवल तक ग्रोथ कर पाएगा. yes, commercial, so in real estate also there are commercial properties, there are residential properties, there is a property, there is a home on which we buy, on which people take home loan and then live in that home. So even in real estate, it's completely there are different varieties in that also. And talking about, like, I am mostly invested in equity. Even if you stay at a owned home, right, owned house, so you cannot say this is my investment. That is the house which is used for living. That is apart from investment, right? So that might be an emotional decision, like apna ghar hona chahiye and all that. I'm not going into it. Regarding in the financial decisions, my most of the investments is in equity, and that equity is obviously in the, geographically speaking, most is Indian stock markets. Hardly I have some US stocks, because for technology, if you need to bet, then you can't bet on Indian technology. Obviously, US stocks would do better, and a very small, like 5% of the amount in cryptos.
Okay, that's a
And
wonderful.
I don't have FDs and RDs and anything. I have zero FDs.
I should have imagined. Yes, people of a senior generation, they used to always bank on FDs. So Rushil says skill rediscovery rocks. Yes, it does. It does. And thank you for being here with us. Thank you for joining us. So, Rishita, I'm very interested in knowing your professional journey. How did you happen to be into stockbroking? And mostly because you are a CA and an advocate. So that is a lethal combination. So I would like to know more about that.
When I started, I also started my career, like doing a normal job, but then I was also investing my extra income in FD at the start. Then later on, I realized no, FDs give you a very less return. Then I moved to mutual funds. And then even in mutual funds, I realized no, let's go for direct mutual funds. So slowly and slowly, and then I realized no, this 14-15% won't work for me. I need to make it more. Then I shifted to long term investing in stocks, but still I wanted to explore something more but safe. So then I started this trading in stocks slowly, and then I reached to the conclusion that this is the better thing, this is the balanced thing. Now, if you want to earn more, so going to futures and options, derivatives, that will be a kind of riskier investment. And I didn't want to go in that risk, right? As I told you that I don't want to go out of the game. I don't want to make loss. I have to make sure that every time I make profit,
Yeah.
sometime the profit would be little, sometime would be more, but overall I am going to make a very, very good profit on the overall portfolio.
Yes. Yeah. So that's wonderful, and we've understood that our expert today, she also started small. She started with a job, and slowly and steadily, she increased her portfolio. She learned, and she learned through trial and error, and then she, of course, being highly educated, she took up some sessions and courses. And here we have Rishita, who's so learned that we can take advantage of her education and experience through Skill Rediscovery. So let me just tell you a little about Skill Rediscovery. It is a pioneering platform that gives you your the any kind of knowledge that you seek, whether it is in a professional or personal arena, whether it is languages that you want to learn, leadership, or whether it is financial knowledge, or into the digital sphere, whether you want to learn German or Spanish, Kathak or Bharatanatyam, or even if you want to learn any of the hobbies, this is the perfect platform. And the biggest thing is that skill rediscovery comes to you in the language of your choice, not just Hindi and English, but any other regional language as well. So that, I believe, is a wonderful, wonderful way of spreading literacy in the entire nation. Hats off to you, Skill Rediscovery, and thank you for giving all of us coaches here a platform like this. So, before we take the leave, Rishita, I would like to ask you if you would like to give some tips to all our viewers. Tips for
If Yeah. So if you really have the stomach for stocks, but you don't have the any time to homework, then it's better to go in direct mutual funds, obviously. But if you really wish to grow your money at a very exponential rate, then obviously you should learn. And learning would take a few days time, but that will enhance your knowledge to next level, and that will grow your wealth to, I can't say 2 times, 4 times, because I now told some figures which says that it is 1000x of what could you have made in mutual funds. So obviously you should learn, and after learning, it's not key आपको every day you have to give some time. No, once you have learned it, once you have got the strategies, it's hardly 2 to 3 hours a week you have to give. Or like, we are not going to do intraday trading, we are not going to buy and sell and sit on the market every day. I understand everyone has its own professional journey, so definitely, like, you can invest, hardly there are 7 to 10 trades a month, and in that time you can definitely, you don't have, once you have learned, you have some practice, it's like you have learned how to drive. Now every day you don't have to spend time on it. Now whenever you need it, you will take it out, you will take out your vehicle, you will use it, you will keep it back. So once you have learned the strategies, understood, so it would take time to learn, definitely. It would take time to learn driving. वंस यू हैव लर्न, यू ओनली हैव टू यूज इट. उसके बाद आपको हर रोज स्कूल नहीं जाना ज्योग्राफी एबीसीडी सीखने के लिए. उसके बाद आपको बस उस जो भी आपने सीखा है उसको यूज करना है. सो लर्न करने के लिए टाइम चाहिए, बाकी यूज करने के लिए आई डोंट थिंक दैट इट hardly requires 1 or 2 hours a month, and the same would be required in mutual funds, maybe more.
perfectly, very well said. That once you have learned driving, you can always make use of it. So, as I have always said, that the best investment is in investing in yourself. You never go broke in that. And knowing more and more skills is the best thing that you can do for your life, and it becomes your legacy. So, all of you viewers, thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much, and we wish you, if you have any questions for us, if you want to know more about it, because 20 minutes is very less to understand about finance and about the stock markets. So please DM Skill Rediscovery or Rishita Motwani or Neeta Mathur at Big Ladder. Good evening and goodbye to all of you, and see you next Friday with yet another dynamic coach and another skill. In the meantime, if you would like to know more about a certain skill, please DM us back again. See you and bye-bye. And thank you, Rishita. Thank you so very much for being with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye, ma'am.